So, hello everybody. Today we're going to do an unboxing of a game that's a little bit older. It's the Dungeons & Dragons board game, The Legend of Drizzt. And this is, I want to say, the third in the series, following Castle Ravenloft and Wrath of Ashardalon. Let's see if we can see when this was printed. The copyright is 2011, so that was at the height of 4th edition. I really like this game series, and I really like 4th edition D&D, and no, I'm not going to engage in any edition wars. And everybody who says, oh, it's not a role-playing game, it's a computer game, let's face it, D&D was never meant to be a role-playing game. When it came out of the gates, it was always based on tactical war games that Gygax and his friends fancied, and they just wanted to have kind of like a fantasy version of it, and they also wanted to piggyback off of the Lord of the Rings franchise. The novels had just become very, very popular in the United States, but it was never meant to be role-playing. It was always based on, let's go into the dungeon and kill something. So everybody who says, well, you know, it's like a computer game, it's actually not like a computer game at all, because you don't use a computer to play it. And number two, if it were a computer game, then there would be less bookkeeping. So D&D 4th edition is actually a really good game, and it is a tactical game, and I really... Oh, I've got a phone call. Sorry about that. So here we are with The Legend of Drizzt. I don't really know a lot about Drizzt himself, except that he's an elf. He's a drow, and he seems to be quite unhappy. So let's see what's in the box. The reason why I got this is, first of all, it was on sale. It was £28, which is nothing. And secondly, it's got miniatures, and I love miniatures. So we've got the rule book. We've got the adventure book. So essentially this is, if you've played the other ones, then I don't think there's going to be a lot in there that is kind of new or weird, because they all pretty much play the same. In the adventure book, which is actually quite slim, you have the different adventures or scenarios, how to play, which tiles to choose, what the objective is, etc. Here we've got some of the tiles, but I'm more interested in the minis. So we've got, oh, the Legend of Drizzt Advanced Deck. Okay. So let's take a look at the minis first. And I'm quite interested because I know that they have switched suppliers, and they are now working with WizKids on their more recent games, and I'm not a fan of WizKids' quality when it comes to miniatures. It's actually quite poor. When you look at the miniatures that they put out for the game Mage Knight, it's actually appalling. The miniatures are quite appalling. So what we've got here is a Balor. So that's the equivalent of a Balrog in D&D. It's a very, very nice miniature, very heavy, lots of detail. I'm looking forward to painting this already. It also comes with a D20, and apparently this one is supposed to be purple, but this one is actually blue. So here we've got more evil creatures. Of course, this is what are you? This is a drow, a duelist. So yeah, kind of flimsy, but still kind of okay. Then we've got a Drider called Dinin do Urden. So that's a drow spider hybrid. Another duelist. Something that looks kind of like draconic. It's a drake probably. What are you? It's a shimmer gloom. It's a shadow dragon. Very nice. I mean, it's Dungeons and Dragons after all. There should be a dragon in here. Another duelist. That could be something clerical or maybe a wizard. This is a drow wizard. A spider swarm. And another spider swarm. So spider swarms are to this what rat swarms are to our friend Strahd. Blue ones, I believe, are the hero models. Yeah. So this is a person with wild hair, and his name is, or their name is Wulfgar, and he's a human barbarian, wild hair. This is a woman with her name is Catty Bree. She's a human archer. Apparently she's quite famous because people refer to her by name. Everybody seems to know who she is. This is a panther-like thing. It's Gurnhwyvar. Yes, we'll just call him Cat. This is some kind of dwarf, a dwarven. Oh God. Yeah, sorry, I can't really make this out, but this is a dwarven something or other. Probably another dwarf. Teeny tiny person, and this is probably the man himself, Drizzt. Is it? Yeah, this is Drizzt, the man himself, the brooding drow. And there's more, as we say. This is Jarlax Bennett, a drow mercenary, probably a villain because he's grey. This is a really interesting looking matron mother. This is a Cthulhian this is like a Shoggoth. You are, when you are at home, Yochlol, handmaiden of Lolth. Okay. And she is Methyl Elvidenvelp. Oh, it's a mind flayer. Probably not a female. And this is Artemis Entren, human assassin. I wonder why they keep calling men Artemis. I never got why Artemis Fowler was called Artemis. Artemis is a female god. What else we've got? Shiny ones. These are globes. I can't see what they are, but they look interesting. More globes. Two more of the same globe type. And two. So we've got 3 and 3 globes. And then we've got green ones. Whoops. 1, 2, 3. Wahaha. And we've also got, no, they're all different. So we've got these ones that are archers, and some have have knives. Okay, so we've got 1, 2, 3 archers, 1, 2, 3 knife wielding little ones. We've got 3 of these, and we've got one guy who's wielding a an axe. Are you a goblin? Goblin champion, the one with the axe. And then we've got these ones that are probably trolls. Nice, very nice and detailed miniatures as well. The miniature quality is really high. So that would be the miniatures. We can all put them in here. And then we lift this out, and I believe that there are more, yes, there are more tile sheets down here. So you have additional tiles. They are really, really lovely. I love those tiles. You've got special tokens, again, the hit point tokens. Artemis Entreri has his own villain token, charge, poisoned. So these are the statuses that you can gain. Power strike, healing surges, poisoned, time tokens. Of course, they are not double-sided because you draw from them, so they have to be kind of, obviously hidden. But here there is more. So here you've got these are basically the hero, the villain character sheets, as it were. So they have all of their stats, adventure tokens, trapped tokens, stance for Catty Bree, cavern edge tile. So these are new. I've never seen any of these that are cut off. The only ones that I know are square tiles. So I'm really looking forward to this. I'm also really looking forward to painting them. And since it's now summer, I'll be doing some priming. Let's take a look at the cards. And of course, I also already bought the relevant sleeves because I'm a card sleever. So we've got the sequence of play. Curses, Mark of Lolth. It's the same one, so you can be cursed. So everyone can get the curse. Event cards. These are never good. Then we've got attack cards for monsters. So that would be Dinin, Dourdan, Dryda, and what his tactics is. 4 experience. Drow Duelist, 2 experience. Drow Wizard, 3 experience. These are actually quite... Goblin Champion, 3 experience. Goblin Cutter, Hunting Drake, Hypnotic Spirit, Spider Swarm, Water Elemental. Okay, so these blue ones are water elementals. They're supposed to have a mouth. Now, do they? Yeah, they do kind of have a face. This is going to be interesting to see how this comes out. So I'll probably varnish them and then use a wash. That should stick and bring out the details. Stalagmites, more events. These are now the powers for the characters. We've got an archer at willpower, Chazidea. Attack each adjacent monster, then your hero takes 1 damage. That's interesting. Tol Maril. Attack 1 monster within 2 tiles of your hero. You cannot attack with this power if your hero is adjacent to a monster. Clustered Shot, Barbarian, powers, Drow powers, Ranger, Rogue. Then we've got Fortunes, which are part of the treasure box. And I believe in the advanced deck we will be finding cards that belong to a game that's called, I believe, Dungeon Command, which is a miniature-based, I want to say, skirmish game that came out that got a lot of hatred, I believe, but now it's really sought after. You know how this sometimes happens. People hate on things simply because they're associated with either Wizards of the Coast or 4th edition. Then sales drop, so the stuff is no longer produced, and then suddenly people realize, oh, that's a real gem, a real pearl. Now it's not available anymore. If you want to buy it, it's really expensive. And I believe that they have, these ally ones are part of that deck. No, they're adventure. I don't, yeah, but I think that they're in there. Another Curse of Lolth. Mark of Lolth, I should say. Events. More events, traps, more monster cards. More powers. And more fortunes and items. So we've got Skirmish Charm, Wand of Lightning Bolts, Tunnel Map. So I'm really looking forward to giving this a whirl, but that'll be sometime, because at the moment I'm really heavily invested in role-playing, and that takes me quite a lot of time. But I'm really looking forward to painting these, just maybe as a little bit of a what's going to happen next. I am going to make a couple of characters using 4th edition rules, and I'm going to use the 4th edition Dungeon Masters Guides adventure, and I'm going to play that adventure solo, using a battle map and everything. So I'm probably going to make a video about that. So that was The Legend of Drizzt, the board game by Wizards of the Coast, not yet handed over to WizKids. So I got really good miniatures. I'm a bit skeptical because I saw the miniatures that came out with Tomb of Annihilation, and I believe it was Tomb of Annihilation, and I was not impressed. The quality was really poor. And I don't know if it was just somebody who got an unlucky copy, or if this is because WizKids are now have now taken charge of the production of the minis. Because, like I said, I've got Mage Knight, and the minis. The paint jobs are terrible. Of course, these would still be unpainted for this game, but also the quality of the minis isn't really good, so I'm a bit wary. A friend of mine got several booster packs for Mountain of the Mad Mage, or whatever it's called, a Dungeon of the Mad Mage, and I'm going to take a look at them tomorrow, because they were also produced by WizKids, and I would really like to see what the quality is like, because the Dungeons and Dragons board game that WizKids has made the minis for, by all counts and purposes, the miniatures quality is really bad. So, like I said, maybe that was like just a bad batch, but I'm really wary of the quality of their minis. So that was all from me. Have a nice day. Bye bye.